Hey, little salty homesteader here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am a backyard gardener in Zone 8A in North Texas, just outside of Dallas. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. Today I'm going to talk about some passive solar heating for my greenhouse, and it's only going to cost me about $5. So what in the world is passive solar heating? That is heating that does not use any sort of electricity or solar panels or anything like that. It just absorbs the energy from the sun and disperses it during the night. So how does that work? So it kind of works in multiple stages. Because this is a greenhouse, it kind of gets sun on all four sides. But typically, at least in the northern hemisphere, the sun is mostly in the southern direction. So the sun will come through the south side, and that's called like the collector phase of the multiple stages. So the sun comes through the south side here, which is this wall, and then there will be a vessel on the inside, and that vessel has a dark painting. In this case, I'm using a very matte black spray paint. And that will be the absorber stage. So that absorber is going to pull in the energy from the sun that's coming through these south wall panels here. And then it's going to go in. And then the third stage is the thermal mass. So once the absorber pulls in all that solar energy, then it heats up the inside of this vessel, which in this case I'm using 1 gallon water jugs. We recently cleaned our fish tank and we had the leftover jugs, so I'm going to use those. I'm going to spray paint them black, the caps and everything, fill them with water, and then I'm just going to set them throughout the greenhouse, especially close to plants that are temperature sensitive. So like my hibiscus here, I have some peppers over here and a couple of flowers and things. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that today, and the only thing that I had to pay for this project was spray paint. So let me go get all the materials and then I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay, so I have the cardboard box just to protect the ground while I'm painting. That way I don't paint the grass or anything around the water jug here. I am using 1 gallon water jugs. You can use milk jugs, you could use 2-liter bottles, you could even use the 1-liter water bottles. Whatever you have is going to work fine. Just remember, if it's smaller, you might need more in order to create enough heat, especially if you're up north. We're south, so it doesn't get too horribly cold here, but we do have snow tomorrow, so I'm trying to prepare a little bit for that. And then lastly, the most important part is a dark paint. Black obviously is going to absorb the most heat because it's the darkest color, and I'm using matte because if it's shiny, then the heat's just going to reflect off of it. Matte is actually going to help it absorb better. So what I got here, I got at Lowe's. I got the Krylon Fusion all-in-one matte black paint and primer. This is good for plastic, wood, metal, you name it, it'll work on it without you needing to spray it with some sort of protective coat or sanding or anything like that. So this is kind of a one-stop job here. So I have 8 gallon jugs. That might be overkill. I'm gonna start with it and see if it creates too much heat, and then if not, if so, I'll start taking some out until I find that perfect balance. But I'm gonna speed up through that part, but I am gonna show you guys, the painting and all of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. paint the bottles and fill with water. It probably would have been smarter to do it the other way around, but I did not. I also rushed it a little bit and got some paint on my fingers, but no big deal. It's all done. So what I have done now is I just set them around the greenhouse, wherever it's going to be able to absorb the most sunlight. And then what's going to happen after the sun goes down is it's going to start releasing some of that heat, and it's going to release it in a couple of different ways. So it'll release it with like radiation waves, and it'll also release it
Mommy, there's an ant on your table.
conductively, which means it's going to travel through the air. So hopefully
Sorry.
the 8 is enough to keep the greenhouse warm. It should be. During the day, this greenhouse is pretty toasty, and I have a pretty thick layer of mulch, which also helps absorb a lot of sunlight and heat and dissipates it through the night as well. Okay, so Logan, can you review with YouTube how these water jugs work?
Okay, so the sunlight.
Good. Look at the camera.
Oh, the sunlight comes in through the greenhouse and the sunlight shines on them.
Okay. And then what happens?
And it warms, and the water inside warms it up, and the black spray paint absorbs it, and it warms up the plants
Okay.
to stay alive.
Okay. Do you remember how Mommy said the heat is released?
Oh, yeah, the heat is released
How?
into the water.
Yes, the heat is absorbed into the water. That's right. It warms up the water because the black paint absorbs the energy from the sun. So the sun comes in, the black paint absorbs the energy from the sun, warms the water on the inside. Put your hand on it. It's already starting to warm up just a little bit.
Yeah, I need my hand.
This one, you can tell on this one. Come here. Feel this one. It feels a little bit warm right there.
Where?
Right here.
So nice.
Right here where Mommy's hand is. Feel that?
I only feel the sun.
Okay, so just a quick recap. At night, whenever there's no more sunlight to contribute to the warmth, these water jugs are going to release the warmth that they absorb during the day. So I put them close to plants that might need a little extra warmth to get through the next few days, especially while we have like snow and really cold rain. Okay, buddy, thank you.
Snaky snake. Ah!
Snaky snake. Okay, so it should work fine. I have one down here. It kind of gets the latest of the afternoon sun to be close to this hibiscus. Then I have several along the shelf up here, and then some along the floor over here. As they release their heat, as you know, heat rises. So I'm hoping that the ones on the ground do enough to keep all of my lower plants warm. If not, I'll move some of these down. It's kind of like a trial and error thing. But that's pretty much it. It's really easy. It cost me $4.88 plus tax because the other thing I had to purchase was the spray paint. If you guys have done anything similar, please let me know in the comments. Let me know if there is a way that I can improve this method or maybe make it a little bit more efficient. But thank you guys so much for watching today. If you liked what you saw, please feel free to like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell. That way you won't miss any future uploads. Here lately I've been uploading kind of weekly. The weather is hit or miss, so it's hard for me to get out here and shoot.
Push the subscribe button and like and hit the notification bell.
Thanks, buddy. Okay, so yes, I'm uploading about once a week right now. We are starting to gear up for our spring and summer planting, so hopefully I'll be able to bump it up to twice a week soon. But thank you guys so much for watching. That's all I have for today. Bye.
Snake.
Snake.